Okay, well, we got one person here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome y'all to the Drink Talk Rock Monday podcast, which is different from the show that we plan to get started on Fridays. This is more where I get to talk to you guys and you guys get to talk back and let me know what you want to hear, what you'd like to see on the show. The show does revolve around unique beers and things like that. So if you guys have any ideas for the Friday show of a beer that you'd like to see reviewed, drank, or if there is a local band that you know of that you would like to have on the Drink Talk Rock show, please let us know. But let's get started today. So I am feeling hungover. So let's just get the honesty out there just to start off. I had a great weekend. I hope you guys did too. I'd like to take you through it just a little bit. We got to do two, let's call them fusion bands, on Friday and Saturday in Milo and Jack's. And it was fantastic. We had so much fun. It was us, Broken Rise, and Southern Justice, some friends of ours. And they wanted us to sit in on their show on Friday, and we decided to have them sit on our show on Saturday. But here's the twist. Neither one of us knew each other's songs. So when you hear that, you think, well, that kind of sounds like it could turn into a catastrophe. And you're wrong. I couldn't believe it. We meshed up in some kind of way, and I cannot explain it, but it's just like we all knew what notes that we were supposed to be playing. We had a great crowd Friday. We had a huge crowd Saturday too, which you never know because basically you're doing the same band twice with different songs. So when that happens, it is possible that people could be like, well, you know, I saw them Friday. Why would I show up Saturday to watch them? But I'm telling you, it was two amazing experiences. We started off with the acoustic kind of setup where Scott Taylor, our lead player, myself on the guitar, and my wife on the cajon, kind of started off kind of soft. And we did 2 sets, 2-hour sets of this, where we just kind of did our normal thing and how we do it. And then we thought, well, on Friday night, and I'll go back to Friday night, but on Friday night, I will say this one little bit about Friday. The drummer Jim Hunt, I hope he didn't mind me putting his name out there. We're all trying to get famous here. So Jim Hunt brought a 20-piece, I don't know what it was. It was like a 20-piece drum set. I'm talking toms from left to right. Could not believe. Custom made. They're like rainbow glitter. I mean, I've never seen a drum set like it. I mean, the first thing I thought when I saw it, I thought, that's Neil Peart. We've got Neil Peart in the house tonight. So, going back to Saturday, and we will talk about Friday a little bit because, like I said, that was amazing. The Saturday, the fun thing was is that we had 2 sit-in drummers. So we had my wife, Sarah, and we had Jim. And so we set up this last-minute set. We did our first 2 sets, and then we went to the 3rd set. What you doing, brother? Well, I'm talking. Only thing we know how to do, right, Ryan? But we went into our 3rd set. Sarah and Jim worked out this set list where they could get on the drums, and I'm telling you, they rocked the place. Jim, I love you to death. I think Sarah showed you up a little bit. She at least matched you. I'm just saying, you guys are both fantastic though, and everybody loved you. And they didn't throw me off the stage either, so that's always a good thing. But interestingly enough, it's kind of crazy when you get a bunch of musicians together. It's crazy when you get them together and it just meshes like that. And actually, I'll call out Chris. I believe, I can only see tiny little thumbnails, but I think that's still Chris Mott up there watching. Me and him always had that chemistry. When he would play lead and I would play rhythm on it, he would sing. You could just feed off of each other. It's just kind of when you've been doing this as long as we have, you do get a little bit of a head start going into it. But this was something else, and it was fantastic. I loved the crowd. I want to give a big thank you to Milo and Jax for having us, getting us drunk, feeding us. They really take care of their band. So if you are a local band, I'm not sure what calendar dates they have open. You have to call them. But they love bands. They love rock music. They love country. They love bluegrass. New Year's, they had a jazz trio, a big band. There's no limits. They just love music there. And when people aren't playing music, they're playing music on the TV through Pandora, or they're playing it through a speaker. Driving. Oh, okay, yeah. Don't message me and get in a wreck, Chris. I just wanted to give you a shout out because I do remember when me and you used to write songs. It was pretty fantastic on some of the stuff that we put together. And I think we've got kind of the same thing going on with Southern Justice and us. Both are great bands. I know that sounds like I'm tooting my horn, but I'm talking about my band collectively. We all know what we're doing. We've been doing it a long time, and we know how to entertain. And when you mix that with another band who knows how to entertain and plays more of the classic rock kind of feel to stuff, it can make kind of a great fusion. So that brings me to what I'm calling the song of the day. This, look at you all grow. Oh, Eric, what is up, man? I can't believe it. Holy crap. I'm speechless. Thanks for watching even for a second, man. But that classic rock and hard rock fusion, I want to talk about a song that popped up in my face today. Now, I'm going to tell you this song, and don't leave. Write it down. You can go search it later. Okay? This is me and you time right now. All right? Hey, Waylon, good to see you. So the song of the day, and this may not be everybody's cup of tea, because even me, I love metal. I love hard rock. I do have trouble with the screaming on the whole thing, and I may get hate for that. But I got this song by Kane Roberts. Now, I'd never heard of Kane Roberts before. And I'll tell you why I clicked on it. Because it's featuring Alyssa White Glues. I'm probably butchering that name right now, because I'd never heard of her before. So again, leave your hate comments below. How the hell do you not know who that is? She is the lead singer of Arch Enemy. But they had another guest on there that I couldn't believe, and you may have heard of him before. His name is Alice Cooper. I'm a huge fan of Alice Cooper. I always have, from the earliest stuff that he did to the later stuff. He starts off this song with a crazy vocal. It's very produced, very put together. I'm going to give my little critique on it, and who gives a shit about my critique, because who am I? But my only thing that I got to say, if you go to watch it, it's more of a warning. If you go to watch the video, it's pretty cringy. It's really cringy. It is. I like the song. And she's, Alyssa's screaming in it, and Alice is singing in it. It's the video's kind of got this story thing going on with it. But for the most part, I almost had to look away and kind of watch it with my eyes closed. Now, if you don't like any screaming in your music at all, don't go to this song. But, I mean, I think just out of respect for Alice Cooper, it'd be a good idea to at least go and check it out. And as I said before, Alyssa White Glues is the lead singer of Arch Enemy. Yes, I have this stuff written down, because if I don't have notes, I won't know where I'm at. So, and plus, these are people I never heard of before. So it's pretty. It was pretty cool seeing new people. A couple songs you can look up, because I wanted to dig a little deeper. I dug into Arch Enemy a little bit. Check out The Eagle Flies Alone. That's off their last album back in 2017. And I looked at a few of them, but the new album really kind of stuck out to me. And The World Is Yours. Now, I'll warn you right now, this chick screams, and she does it good. I mean, she's got something that's just, you just feel it. It's pretty amazing. I'm getting overwhelmed just talking about it. But that's my song of the day. So after this video, I want you to go Google or YouTube Kane Roberts, Beginning of the End, featuring Alyssa White Glues and Alice Cooper. Glues. That sounds more right. Glues. I don't know. That's what I'm going with. So I want to get to some other stuff, because on the last time I did this, I got a bunch of great questions from you guys that you wanted me to kind of discuss, which is amazing, because I don't even think my wife wants to hear me talk. So we appreciate your questions. I was a little silly, and I didn't write down who asked them, so I hope who asked them. So I hope nobody is offended by this. And if you are, I don't give a damn. Oh, sorry, it's just that kind of show, folks. But one question that really interests me, I think, okay, I remember who one of these questions were from. I don't know who did this one, but basically it was pretty general, left open wide. 1920s music versus 2020s music. Now, I'm not from the 1920s, and if I am, then I'm probably a vampire. But I would like to confirm here on the DTR Monday podcast that I am not a vampire. But I did a little bit of research on 1920s music, at least what it was and things like that, because it's a little hard to find a lot of recordings and stuff from it. I found a couple. But in the 1920s, there wasn't a whole lot of like super famous musicians. That, people didn't blow up like they do now. You know what I mean? You can share, even in the 60s and 70s, you could share music, you could show it to your friends. And now the sharing is instantaneous. I mean, I can literally look at a song and share it every single time. And that's pretty amazing. So that in itself is kind of a 2020s versus 1920s, is that you couldn't share the music in the same way. So it definitely took a little more work to be discovered. But let's go for the styles. The styles of the 1920s were two main things: ragtime and jazz. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure you still had people that liked, I'm sure people always liked classical music and stuff like that, and that was around for hundreds of years. So people obviously were listening to that. But as far as the popular music, what would be considered the Taylor Swift of the time was ragtime and jazz. And I get down on some ragtime, and I love jazz. And jazz, although it's not as popular today. Jazz is still around, and I'm sure if you look really deep, you might even find some ragtime. I don't know. I don't usually go looking for it, but in the 1920s, that's kind of what you had. Louis Armstrong. Honestly, I'm just being honest. It's the only example I can think of because I know that he came from that time, and so that's what it was. And it was obviously instrumental, analog instrumental. People played the instruments. They played the piano. They played the guitar. They had these things, and so that brings me to the 2020s, in which I feel that, although to me it is still important to have instruments and to play things. And I understand the word instrument is subjective now. Okay, when I think instruments, I think the guitar, I think the bass, I think the drums. But in today's day and age, the synth pad is an instrument. The DJ is an instrument if he's doing it good enough. They're all kind of instruments by definition. But I do think that, and I mentioned this a little bit I say a little bit, I think I ranted about it a lot actually on last week's podcast. But the big thing is that in 2020, the music that we get is very synthetic. It's very electronic. It's very created. Without necessarily having to know how to play an instrument. And I don't want to say that disrespectfully. Although I do have a lot to say on the matter. I don't want to turn anybody off right away, because I do hold a little bit more merit in learning the guitar. And there's a bias with that, because I've been playing the guitar for going on 15 years now. It'll be 16 December. So I've spent a lot of time, and a lot of my friends have spent a lot of time trying to perfect their craft and get it right and use it in a way where people enjoy it and they can entertain people. But nowadays it's not as important to the masses. It's not as important to the people who purchase the music. And so that kind of kicks me right in the ass, because obviously they know something that I don't. There are people out there that enjoy it. And every once in a while, like I mentioned on the last podcast, when something comes on, I'll like it. I have a good ear, and I can hear that even when guitar is in a song. If somebody here watching this works in a studio, let me know if I'm wrong about this. But I think a lot of the guitar tracks are recordings of guitar that are put onto the track instead of having live studio musicians and things like that. But yeah, so to kind of wrap all this up into one big meatball, the 1920s versus the 2020s, the biggest difference I can find in those two is between the analog and the time and skill required to make ragtime and jazz and blues coming up. The skill that it took to make those things is not the skill that it takes to make a lot of this newer music. That being said, producers, you guys are king when it comes to music. I think what it does is sometimes it hurts the artist in their credibility, because then you got somebody like me who's not them, making little quips and critiques, and I understand how I sound. It's fine, it's okay. I'm willing to take the lashing if somebody wants to give it to me, but there's a big difference in the skill required in music, I think. Yeah, put a lot of time into instruments. Yes. Just in general, everything. I mean, I think of every musician that spends that amount of time and longer. I'm talking about, my dad was playing for 30 years. And putting that up against a produced track, to me, is a little bit disrespectful to put them in the same realm. I'll put the producer and the guitar player in the same room. Those guys have it. Those guys are the good ones. I just don't think the performers, the entertainers, and I do put that in quotations, I don't think that they require as much skill to be able to do it. Just my opinion. Feel free to leave your hate comments below, or if you agree with me, leave those comments below. Or if you're hungry, tell me that too. I'll listen to it. So moving on to the next question that I got. I feel like Tony Olson asked this one. A good friend of mine, I know him for a lot of years. He's always got pretty interesting stuff to say. He wanted me, and again, this is all an opinion piece. It's like that. Yeah, no, I'm right with you, Chris. I am, and like I said, it makes me feel like an old grandpa going, "Oh well, the kids today don't understand the music that we used to listen to." I get it. Like, I get how it sounds, and I also get that our parents thought the same stuff about our music. I mean, they listen to one scream and they're like, "Oh my God, it's noise. Turn this fucking shit off." It's like, so there are parallels. And maybe one day there'll be an even worse kind of music. And the people that were listening to Lil Pump and Gucci Mane, actually, Gucci Mane's not all bad. I just want to say that right now. As a rocker, Gucci Mane is not all that bad. And Post Malone is not all that bad. I will listen to either of those guys. Also, Kevin Gates, anyways, I just want to put a few examples in case you thought I was just anti-rap. I'm not. But what was I saying? I get a little bit lost sometimes. You start getting in that grandpa mode of complaining about music, and you almost forget what it is that what the point is that you're trying to make. Anyways, I'm going to move on from grandpa talk, and I'm going to get to this question that Tony asked. And his question was what I thought the best drinks for different styles of music were, which is kind of a loaded deal, because I can drink to any kind of music. I know a lot of people can, but I wanted to at least put these three things in a category. So the first one, my favorite, beer. What's beer go good with? In my opinion, and lyrically speaking, country. I think country is a beer kind of music. I just do. Whether it's sad, whether it's happy, whether it's poppy, whether it's Jason Aldean, whether it's Luke Bryan, whether it's old country like Willie Nelson, George Jones, George Strait, any of those guys, I absolutely believe that beer is the best one for that. And my third category kind of fits in with country too. Second one, vodka and mixers. Dance parties, come on. I mean, unless it's a rave, then I guess your drink of choice is ecstasy. But I just feel like all the vodka mixed up fruity drinks are more popular whenever people are dancing and getting down, the basic white chicks with their vodka Red Bulls and their UV blue. I remember that almost killed us back in high school. Chris, if you remember that, let me know. And then whiskey, which is kind of the crossover brew here. I think whiskey goes great with country and rock. And I think beer goes good with rock too. I don't know if I said that. I may have said that, but beer and whiskey, they're just made for that guitar music. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to take a shot and then put some fucking hard rock on and just kick back, relax, or get rowdy. Who knows what you're going to do? The night is young. So that's pretty much all I had for that question. I can't dig too deep into it, mostly because that's all that I drink. I mean, if you talk about rum, I think it goes with rock or country. I don't know if it matters that much. Just to be honest. No offense, Tony. I'm not dissing your question. When alcohol is involved, I think you can pretty much get down with anything. I mean, I've seen some hardcore rockers dance to some weird shit when they're drunk. So it happens. But anyways, we'll move on from that question before we start busting people out. Oh, and look, speaking of the devil, Jake Taylor showed up. What's up, you drinking son of a bitch? Good to see you. Glad you're watching. Now this is the question. I exactly remember who asked this. This is Zach Shackelford. One of my best friends for as long as I have been alive. And it kind of crosses over question 2, so I'm not going to go too deep. But he wanted to know, what is the difference that technology of today makes on music? And I think when you go back to the 1920s versus the 2020s argument, it's kind of the same thing, okay? Like, you have a lot of crutches in the studio now, whereas you didn't have a lot of crutches back then. What I mean by that, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is, say, for example, when Guns N' Roses recorded Appetite for Destruction, listen to that record. Listen to it loud. Listen to how the levels are in it. It's a rough album. It is one of the greatest albums of all time. But if you were to put that against something shiny polished today, Appetite for Destruction wouldn't stand up at all. Appetite would be, and it's almost like my ears have even been trained by, got a beer ready to watch. I'm kind of disappointed today, Jake. I've been drinking all weekend, so my beer of the day is clear beer. We're gonna have some water because my head fucking hurts. That's right, folks. We said fucking. We're edgy. Fantastic. But no beers for me today. I woke up. I said, "Oh God, you have to do this podcast." It's like, I can't do it. I'm gonna hydrate, but you guys drink on without me, okay? This is Drink Talk Rock. So as long as one of us are drunk, we're keeping the namesake right. So back to the question, the difference that technology makes on music. Polished. Just how the albums are polished. As I was saying with Appetite for Destruction, when you look at the levels on that, it's very trebly. Some of it kind of hurts your ears, even though I had to take a water day off. So yeah, every once in a while you got it, right? Jesus, I'm gonna name a couple. When we get through these questions here, I'm gonna name a couple of beers I want you guys to try. But I'm telling you, they are not Bud Light. They are strong. But I'm a dark beer guy anyways. But back to the technology conversation. I think that our ears are being trained for clean music. Everything's clean. If there's a piece of noise, it's taken out. And that's called a good production. Now, but I've got to admit, and Chris made a good point of this, and basically all of my friends have made a point of this, that they don't feel the music that's being played. And that's a problem. That's a big one. And the bigger problem is that kids, Grandpa's talking again, them kids today, let me tell you something, them kids today don't know music. They don't care if they feel it. They care if they can dance to it. They care if it's got a good beat. Like, drums are 90% of the correlation between a young person enjoying music now and not. So that's just To me, it's sad. It's sad because even though, back to Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses, when you turn that album up, or anything early Van Halen, you know what, all Van Halen, because Hagar was around whenever it was analog too. Like, they're both the same thing. You feel this wall of sound overcome you and take control of your body, and you just feel it, and you're amazed by it. And you just feel it. You just do. Hold on here. I'm trying to read everything. I don't want to be rude here. I've been drinking Dos Secos. Oh, that is a good beer. And it's funny you bring up Dos Secos because I think what we're going to do Friday is there's this 12-pack of Mexican beers, and I'm a big fan of Mexican. I'm a good fan of every beer that's not American. Like, I drink piss water beer because it's cheap, but I love it. Angelica. Oh, hold on. I got to scroll down. But even Van Halen said that the best music is when it sounds like you fell down a flight of stairs and landed on your feet. God damn it, ain't that a quote? I I agree. I agree. Try some old Rasputin. All right, I'm the idiot. What's Rasputin? Is that a beer or is that a medicine? Because it sounds like a beer medicine. But fuck it, I'll take it. I'll drink whatever. Try some old Rasputin, Jared says. But I think that the rougher tracks hit you harder. I think that when it's all cleaned up and it's all put together, even the best songs that I hear now, there's something missing. The white noise is missing. And I recently watched a little video where they said that now with rock albums, producers are putting in digitized white noise to give the feeling that these are analog recordings. And I have heard a couple examples. For copyright issues, I cannot play you any examples, but there are countless ones you can find online. It's a heavy, oh God. There you go. Yeah, he's a raw man, cute and funny. I hope you're talking about Roth and not me, because you got to get your eyes checked. So, but there's a different, it's all synthetic. It is just a synthetic product that they are trying to get the best they can, and I respect him for that. But I don't know if it'll ever get back to the way it was. So I did want to spend a lot of time on this one because this question I have been thinking about all week long. And so is my judgment that technology has made it better? Yeah, in some ways. And in other ways not, for all the reasons I've said before. So, yes and no. It's all subjective. Yeah, I figured. That was a joke, but the difference is I'm not funny, Angelica, so that's why. Don't worry, I'm as hetero as you get, and I think that David Lee Roth is just a dreamboat. I've heard people prefer. I hope you guys don't mind. I am reading your questions out loud on here. Jake Taylor says, I've heard people prefer the sound of human error in the music over the perfection of a computer. Yes, exactly. And the crazy part is that even that is being synthesized. So they take the track and they move it over and they put it this way and they put it that way. And my point is that they're trying so hard to make it dirty, and it still sounds like a clean, super produced record, which subjectively you could take as a good thing or a bad thing. But I think if you're going to put that much effort into putting white noise in, if you're going to put that much effort into auto-tuning but not auto-tuning all the way, if you're going to put that much effort into offsetting certain things by milliseconds so that it creates the feeling, which, by the way, we still don't get, I feel like you could just do it the other way. I just feel like analog recordings, and there are people that still do analog. Slash Look up Slash and Miles Kennedy. Angelica, I know that you are an Alter Bridge fan. At least I know you used to. We went to the same Nashville concert. The lead singer, Miles Kennedy, has a project that he's been doing for years with Slash called Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. I'm addicted to them. They have so much hard rock, so much. It's like its own thing. I mean, everything is its own thing. But when you put two bands together, you always have some sort of a fusion type situation going on where it's almost like it creates a new kind of music. So it's like hard rock and blues. That's probably the best way to put it. Excellently produced by Michael Basquiat, the same person who produced all the Alter Bridge records, the same person who produces the Tremonti records and things like that. And their first two albums were analog recorded. And the third one was digital. They did everything digital on this new one, Living the Dream. You can look it up, Living the Dream. It is a great album, and Slash is my hero. So I don't want to dig too much into this, but just, you know what? I'll just leave it to you. I'm not even going to give my opinion on it. Go listen to, after the video, don't fucking go anywhere. Look at the album, Apocalyptic Love, that Slash and Miles did, and then listen to it side by side. Just a couple tracks. Listen to them side by side with World on Fire, the second album, and Living the Dream, the third album. And I think even as great as the songs are, I think you're going to see it kind of drop in the way it hits you, not in the quality of music. It was really, it's a great album. I'm still rocking out to it. Check out Driving Rain. That's kind of the main single off of it. Check that song out. It's fucking awesome. Call of the Wild. Oh my God, don't play that song driving. You will run off the fucking road. But just listen to them side by side. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Or let me know Friday when I upload the YouTube video. Let me know what you think about it. But after this video is done, go listen to that side by side and you'll see my entire point about how technology affects music. And you make your own judgment on how you think it should be, or if you think it's fine, tell me that too. I'm going to get to some of your comments here. Let me scroll up here. How much BS is that? Yeah, I assume you're talking about how they create the fake white noise and all that. Yeah, I think it's insane. You have to forgive me. The comments don't come in. Anybody who's done a live video knows the comments don't come in exactly as you say them. I get them a few seconds after, so I kind of have to use my tiny pea brain to figure out what I'm answering here. So, Jared says, Jared Duckworth, amazing musician. Please check out his, oh my God, check out his music. He's freaking fantastic. He is, and I don't know if you like this as a compliment or not, you're Cat Stevens incarnate, man. I mean, you're like the new one. You could be. I want you to be. He says, it is a huge convenience to be able to cut and snip. I completely agree with you about talent being key. Could you imagine what the Beatles would have done with today's tech? I have thought about that before. I have. It's fantastic. Why don't you ask Elvis to join us? I wish I could. Absolutely, yeah. I'll get right on that. I'll just call him up. What the Beatles would have done with the music. Oh my God. Well, I think Paul is a good example of what the Beatles would have done with the music, because you say what you want, Paul kind of kept the Beatles busy. You know, each of the Beatles obviously had their role, but it's I think that they probably would have still gone some analog with it. You're his friend. Yeah, get him on, Angelica. I want to see him. I want to hang out with him. He is my producer hero. But no, Jared, I think Paul is a good indication of that, of what would have been done. And I love Paul's new album. For some reason, it hits me, though. You know, that's weird, because it is clean. So I have to go back, I have to backtrack a little bit, because it is a clean album. It's very produced. There are certain songs on it that don't make me feel much. And can I invite him? Ooh, as much as I would love that, I think it would cause me to have a heart attack. Maybe let's see if we can get him on the next show, Angelica. I really, really, really want to talk to him, but I as much. Oh my God, like I'm even stammering just reading what you said. Next Monday, if you can really line this up, I would love to talk to him and get his opinions on this stuff. If he wants to comment or something, oh my God, I'd be gushing. I can't believe that you can do that. You're a superhero. Angelica is offering too late. Too late. You already messaged him. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Elvis Basket, the producer for Alter Bridge, is going to listen to me babble. Well, maybe he'll say no. He's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, he's the coolest. They're all cool, and I freak out every time I see Alter Bridge in person. Yeah, just gets me stammering. My heart's beating. But thank you. Yeah, I mean, if we can do it. Relax. Yeah. Angelica, we haven't met in person, but hi, I'm Johnny B, Anxious Freak Show, owner of many OCD factors and idiocies when I'm nervous. So let me go back to Jared's. Yeah, me too. ELO is a good gauge too. They released when I was a boy about a year ago, and it's expertly produced. Yeah, and there are some people, and especially in the singer-songwriter range, that are still doing it. You know, when I say analog, I think people automatically think I mean reel to reel. And yes, that's the definition, so I do apologize if I confuse anybody with what I was talking about. But, you know, when I mean analog, I mean the sounds that are produced on obviously it's a digital studio. But the majority of the sounds are made with actual instruments. So if you didn't know what I was talking about, awesome. If you did, I'll stop talking to you like you're stupid. So many apologies. But that's where I stand on that. So I'm going to go to the last question that we got. And if you have any more questions, put them in here, because that's what I do. I go back through the comments. I read everything that you guys put. I want to answer everything. I'm not too good for you guys. You guys, it's a blessing you guys are watching. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to ignore you. I'm going to scroll through every single comment, and I'm going to respond with as much detail as I possibly can. But I can only do this about 5 or 6 questions at a time, or you guys are going to go to sleep. So let's get to the 5th question. This is a really easy one to answer. And it wasn't really a question, but it just said overused lyrics. So I guess they just want me to talk about overused lyrics. And I don't exactly know what they mean by that. So one part of me thinks that they mean like lines that you hear in every rock song, or like if you're talking about country, how it's always about beer. Or I've noticed a tendency where they put neon lights in everything. If you listen to Top 40 Country, listen, there is a mention of neon lights in like every song. And I get the song Neon Moon. I mean, that was an older one. But there are lines like that. That was me. Okay. So Jared, maybe you can clarify. Were you talking about lines that were used in multiple in like one genre, or were you talking about overused lyric as in like Gucci Gang or anything like that? Yep. That was the first one. Okay, all right. Because I was gonna go like, yeah. I mean, a lot of hip hop has the same freaking. I mean, I know a chorus can be repeated. Like, I want to rock and roll all night was like the chorus is beat into your head repeatedly. But now it's like awful. It's like bad. I'm telling you, it is. I don't understand it. I truly don't. Oh, excuse me. There's that beer coming back on me again. So, as far as lyrics that pander to a certain genre, I don't like that, but it happens. It's reality. Jared Duckworth, you're on the button. Any genre but country Country seems to be country is the biggest culprit. I mean, it's literally like they know their audience. They know what their audience wants to hear. Hello, Amy Pierce. Nice to have you watching. I can't believe this. We're up to 5 people. I think we were up to as high as 9. But don't feel bad if you've got stuff to do. All of this podcast will be downloaded and it'll be downloaded to me and then uploaded back to you through YouTube. You can go to my YouTube channel by searching Drink Talk Rock, or you can get to my YouTube channel by typing John Baker. You should be able to find it both ways. So if you have things to do, I understand, but we'd love for you to keep hanging out with us. Hey, Amy, how are you? I'll just wait. I need to know how you are. No, I'm just kidding. I can't wait, but I will read. I will read it whenever you drop it down. So yeah, overused lyrics. I think country panders, but here's where I might get some hate from my friends. I think rock does the same damn thing. I really do. I think everything's falling and everything's fading and everything's rising and like my band name. My band name is Broken Rise. So I'm guilty as charged. It happens. You get into these things, and some of it I think comes from the influence of hearing the songs growing up, and so they're just kind of just beaten to your head sometimes. Like I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. I mean, there's probably 150 variations of that line in rock songs, classic rock, new rock, everything. Metal, it seems to be not to be too cliche, but it's a fire, raging, aggression. They all kind of have their themes, and that will, in turn, make for some repetitive lines in it. So, yeah, it's a weird deal. It really is a weird deal. But you have to understand there's only so many words in the English language. So every genre has to pander more and more to stay real. Yes, Justin, absolutely. That is what I'm talking about. Good, just living life. Good, Amy. Awesome. My ADHD brain can just split between 2 questions and 2 comments. So, sorry. But Justin, yeah, I mean, that's a big thing. I think you have to do it. I think you do. I'm not going to get too deep, but I think if you're talking music, if you're talking politics, if you're talking anything, if you're talking any kind of art, you're going to have to choose a lane. It's like with this show. This show is talking about music and drinking beer. If you don't like those 2 things, you're not going to like this show. You just won't. It's not how it's going to be. I think if rock suddenly started talking about everybody being sad and drinking beer, I think it might turn some people off. So to a certain extent, you have to pander a little bit to keep your audience that find you relevant, as Jake was saying, or as Justin was saying. Excuse me. Chris Mott says, "Let me know if you ever want me to join on your show." Letting you know right now, bud. Right this second, I want you on the show. I want you to play something. I want you to sing something. If you are into beer still, we're going to drink something too. And that'll be on our Friday shows. I think this is going to be, Mondays will be the podcast. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sit here and we're going to talk for a long time. And then on Fridays, we have a more fun, kind of a variety show type deal where we're going to have people playing music. We're going to be showing off your music. We're going to be drinking beers. We're going to be getting drunk. And we're going to be having fun. So how do we join? We have to come on the show. I mean, that's how we do it. When we have our equipment set up, we could do something where we could phone people in and get FaceTime. We could do things like that where people don't have to exactly be here to do it. Don't you have a job? Hey, I will Wednesday. Yeah. Friday, I'm going to upload it to YouTube at 5 o'clock. Because I feel like that's when people are, you know what, let me change that. Let's do 6 o'clock, because everybody gets home at 5. I may not be the first thing you want to see when you get home. You may want to get a shower, crack one open, and then we'll hang out. So 6 o'clock on Fridays, we're going to be having the more variety show. That technically is Drink Talk Rock. This is the DTR podcast. It's been a little confusing explaining that to everybody because everybody thinks this is the show. This is a show. But why limit myself? I'm going to do more. So yes, and FaceTime, yes, I think that's the best way to do it. We're going to phone people in. We're going to have an audio outlet where we can get you through the speakers, where we can hear people, because as much as I want to talk to all of you, the viewers probably want to hear from you too. And right now our technology is kind of keeping us from that. For the people who can, and Chris, you said you're coming home for vacation in a few weeks. So let me know when that is, and we can have you on live. Are you thinking of moving to Nashville? I know a guy at Warner Brothers. I don't know. Honestly, Memphis is on the agenda. That was the original agenda, was to go to Memphis and see how that would work out. But I play it by ear. Nashville is, this is just from what I've heard, because I do have some friends there, congested. Main term I hear. Congested. Full. It's like the Los Angeles of music. And the turnaround rate for artists is 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying if you don't want to work hard and put in the effort and do what you want to do, then you're never going to make it anywhere. I get that. You have to work for it. PM, your number, I don't have it anymore. I will get that to you. Okay, when I'm going through the comments, I'm going to forget in 5 minutes, but don't worry. After the show, I go through all the comments. I read everything again just to see what everybody thought and what everybody wants to hear. Tora. Angelica, just saw them. My uncle is friends with Anthony. Working at Warner Bros., you have a lot better shot. Yeah, no, I understand. Come visit. I have a spare room. Monica. Monica's my sister, by the way. I'm sorry for not giving her a shout out. I was in mid-babble. Monica, my sister, says, come visit. I have a spare room if you can deal with cats and dogs. Haha. I have 4 cats, Monica. I understand. I get it. It's fine. I mean, unless they're like in a crap on me when I'm sleeping. I don't want to do that. I'm unforgiving. Yes, you are, Chris. I hope this doesn't hurt anybody's ears, but I got to give Chris a darkness because he'd slap me if I didn't. And we know what that is. Anthony's the best. Yes, he talked to me. He was going to let me do a song, but then they got really busy. Not during the show, but my uncle was going to have me present a song to Anthony, one of my originals. And it was a kind of a combination of I froze up, plus there was so many people around. Yeah, invite Anthony. He is awesome. You want to talk about a stage, a guy just owning the stage, having fun, being humble, wearing a smile. Anthony Corder from Tora, and they have a new album coming out very soon. There are a couple tracks already released. The whole album might be released by now. I'm not sure. I did not check that this morning. Check out Tora. Oh my God. If you want, I hate to make comparisons, but if you like a little bit of Tesla and a little bit of Guns N' Roses' second and third album, you are gonna love these guys. Absolutely gonna love them. Listen to Bring Me the Horizon. A little bit. It's very heavy. You know me. I'm a scream pussy. So a lot of it. I try really, really hard. I understand that it's great music. I can listen to great music without. I get anxiety, and sometimes it brings upon anxiety to me. But it's amazing music. New stuff. No, I've not heard the new stuff. Maybe it's different. But I want to go back. I want to say this one more time. Tora. Tora. Not Tora, the Japanese movie, because it will try to take you there. Tora. And check it out. When you're done with your podcast, I can join on your live feed. No, I want to, not so heavy anymore. No, I want to definitely get you on the show, Chris. You'll be, like I said, I want to have people on the Friday show. And you know what? Next Monday, we'll see if we can get a couple people in here on FaceTime. As long as everybody, it has to be kind of organized a little bit, or it's going to be chaos, and everybody's going to want to come on and things like that. So we'll work it out. We'll message Oh, really? I did not know that. Tora Tora is named after the Van Halen song. Interesting. Very interesting. They're a great band. They are amazing. But yeah, so I want people on here. Chris, I was just saying on the Friday show or possibly next Monday on the show, sorry if you're hearing vibrating, I think people were messaging me. We will have some people on there. You guys can come on. We'll talk for a couple minutes. You ask me a question. I'll answer it. We'll shoot the shit. Whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you, I want to get you on a Friday episode too because, like I said, I think that people would love to watch me and you and Sarah drink some beers and get a little bit tore up. I tell you what, that makes for an interesting recording process. Anthony is on. Hey, Anthony, we're giving you big shout-outs here, bud. I'm sorry I can't see you on there. Yes. You guys have got to check out the new Tora Tora album and the old Tora Tora albums and just everything Tora Tora. I saw these guys at Minglewood Hall in Memphis, their home, and I'm going to say it again just because Anthony's watching and I love you, man. I've been obsessed with you ever since I've seen the show. He is one of the best frontmen I've ever seen. If you want to talk about somebody who entertains the crowd, makes you feel like you're part of the Tora Tora family with a smile on his face and just as humble as he can be, and not just Anthony, the whole band, every single one of those guys are absolutely just humble, kind. I did say that, but that's what I always think of. It's like Tesla and Guns N' Roses because they have songs that get rowdy and get you up. They might be tired of playing the song. I don't know, but dancing. Oh my god. Not dancing. Walking shoes. Dancing shoes. I think that's a different song. Sorry, Anthony. Shouting out the wrong songs. Walking Shoes is just a bluesy. It's just Memphis incarnate. It's great. But their new album, you have got to check it out. And I'm drawing blanks on the names of the singles. Angelica, if you want to look it up for me, I will shout it out and let everybody know a couple of singles off that album. But if you type Tora Tora 2018 on YouTube, you can find a couple of singles that they've released. And oh my God, it's great. It's still got that Memphis sound. And you know what? What we were talking about earlier, goofball. Yeah, I'm telling you, you put famous people in front of me, and I'm just gonna. My tongue swells up and I don't know what to say. But anyways, check them out. And I also want to put a shout out to the opener that came up because I think it's important to push local bands as much as you possibly can. Dirty Streets, and they're also out of Memphis, I do believe, opened up for Tora Tora. And they were great. I mean, they had not the same sound because Tora. No offense to Dirty Streets, Tora Tora is just that Memphis sound. Dirty Streets has got a new age take on blues, and I think that is awesome. There it is, Silence the Sirens. That's the one I was listening to the other night. Check that song out. Check them all out and buy the album for sure. And he's not paying me to say that, by the way. I just need you guys to check it out. Thank you, Angelica. See, you gotta always be here, because I can remember my feelings about the stuff, but I can't always remember exactly what it is that I was trying to do on there. Or I can't always remember the names of everything. Bastards of Beale is the name of the album. I want you guys to buy that album, and I want you guys to find tickets to see Tora Tora because they are on Tora Tora. Sorry, that was stupid. Anyways, check them out. They're fantastic. Anthony's great. Yeah, you'll be doing yourself a favor. So, I want to give you guys just a couple of beers to try. Like I said, we're going to be doing our beer reviews on Friday, so we're going to kind of segue from music for just a sec. We're going to be doing our... I'll look at it. Nice pun. Yeah, right? Are there any nice puns? It's just all, Oh God. That's why I should be on the show. I don't get flustered. Yeah, I know. I remember. I'm gonna tell on you, Angelica. But you don't get flustered, so you don't care. Well, we were at the Alta Bridge show, and this chick just walks right up to the tour bus. Don't give a damn. Hey, I'm Angelica. Nice to fucking meet you. Made t-shirts for the band. They looked amazing. And everybody I know loves her. She's awesome. I'm a pun freak. There you go. Hey, Ethan. What's up, man? Glad to have you on here. But anyways, enough about Angelica. You're great, but we're talking about beer now, so we're going to have to move on, okay? Gosh. Some people. No, I want to recommend 2 beers to you guys the next time you're going out if you've got a little bit of extra money to spend. I believe one of them is, I think they're both about $10 a 6-pack, but it should be, it's beer though. I mean, it's not piss water. We did a side-by-side. Okay, here's the two brand names, so write them down. Piney River's Black Walnut Wheat, which is made out of Bucyrus. There should be an Angelica beer. The brewery is out of Bucyrus, Missouri, so it's kind of a local deal. And so it's got a nice dark taste. I don't know if you know anything. Not a really high alcohol by volume number. 4.5%, I think, is what it is. And but it is, if you just put it side by side, Shiner Bock. I do, but it depends on. I'm trying to think. I think Shiner Bock is a Michelob. Am I wrong on that? Or is that a Samuel Adams? Coming home here in a week. Can't wait to see. I can't wait to see you too, Ethan. Come by, man. We want to see you. But check this out. Piney River's Black Walnut Wheat. That's a mouthful. And try something called the Mud House Stout. And I am drawing a blank. More notes, damn it. I'm drawing a blank on exactly who makes it. Just search Mud House Stout. No, okay, yeah. Correct me on the Shiner Bock. I also want to put a disclaimer. I'm not a beer expert. I am learning about beer by doing this show. And I think that's a really fun way to do it. Some people, there's lots of channels of people who are beer experts who swish around the glass and they give it a sniff and, stick their pecker in it or whatever it is that's, connoisseurs do with the beers they try. But no, this is coming from someone who's never tried the stuff. Shiner, Texas. Okay, cool. We got to get some of that in here. We want to try every beer. All of them. So we might have to do like 3 a show. Yet another reason I should be on the show. Okay, all right. Angelica's getting a big head about her, but Jake's right. She is a beast. But yeah, I don't claim to be a beer expert. I'm a beer lover. Mudhouse. Yeah, it's like it's almost like a coffee beer. It's got like a little hint of it, and it's dark as night. You can't see through it. When it comes to like the International Reference Method, which is the number that they use to figure out how dark a beer is going to be, and it's more of like a theoretical thing, but I think the Mudhouse is on like a 35 out of 40. And then when you can't see through it at all, it's kind of, the numbers are definitely theoretical after that. But it's a dark beer, and I love dark beers. Warning, might give you the screaming shits, but it'll be good, and it'll taste good. Kaylani, hey, how's it going? Fuck it, let's have a beer. I can't. Not today. Not today. No beer for me today. Good old H2O. Never fails. Like I said, I've been drinking beer for 3 days, so I'm good. Not all day straight. I don't need any sponsors or anything like that. Just every night for the weekend, and I'm done. I'm done for the weekend. We'll see you Friday, and then we'll get it going. Hey, how's it going? We have got so many freaking awesome old friends of mine coming through here. I want to just take a second to thank you guys so much for showing up and watching me talk. And you talk about beer for an hour, and now I have to get one. You guys got to get drunk. That's what I'm saying. The only way this can be Drink Talk Rock is if you guys get drunk when I'm not. And you guys got to get drunk when I am. So that's kind of how that goes. But those two brand names again, Piney Rivers Black Walnut Wheat, 4.5%, 18 on the International Reference Method as far as dark beers. So if you like dark beer, it's going to be somewhere in the middle of that. It is a lot darker than, say, Miller Lite. We did a side-by-side with Piney River and Miller, and we lost the footage. One of the reasons I freaked out the other night, it was because we shot this footage for the Friday show for Piney River Black Walnut Wheat. We did a comparison beside Miller Genuine Draft, and the result was awful. I mean, the beer taste. Oh, excuse me. There's the mud house that's coming back on me again. Woo! Can't have a beer show without a little bit of reflux, I guess. But we did a side-by-side with Miller Genuine Draft and not Mudhouse Stout, Piney River Black Walnut Wheat. I'm telling you, if you do that, it's going to make you sick the next time you try to buy piss water beer like Bud Light, Coors, Miller. I love those things. I'd love to do side-by-sides with Miller Lite versus Bud Light or things like that. I'd totally be interested in doing that. But as far as, I mean, we'll probably keep doing it that way just so we can really appreciate the beer that we're drinking. Admit it, you ate taco. Holy shit. You're scary. I did have Taco Bell last night. Now tell me what I ate. That's what I want to know. I sip whiskey with my beer. Oof. You know what? I may have to try that. If you got a drinking show, you got to try everything. So maybe we'll see how it is. I am scary. Now here's a fun part, and this is when I get to torture the guests, and I'm a fan of this. We play games on the show, whether that be beer pong or flip cup or odds and evens, which is basically just a game of chance to see spicy soft chicken tacos. Nope, didn't. So basically on this show, if you win the game, you get to drink the delicious beer of the day that we have in front of you. And if you don't, we invent a lot of gross shit for you to eat. And this upcoming Friday, the nasty shot of the day will be whatever the beer of the day is. No, you know what? We can't be that nice. Whatever the piss water beer of the day is, the house draft, mixed with hot sauce, mixed with mayonnaise. Don't worry, we'll blend it really badly. So, there's got to be punishments for this. So, here's what I want. I want you guys right now to leave comments to me letting me know what the nastiest shot combinations that you can think of are. I want you to put them in the comments below on what you think should be the punishment for the losers of the games. Now, it has to be drinks or it has to be something you eat. We can't let people off easy. So anyways, let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this later, leave it down on the YouTube comments. But I want to know what you guys think, and I still want to know what beers you guys want to see, what music questions you want. Yes, there will be a puke bucket. Yes. No, I do, Chris. What do you got, man? What do you got? Because I don't have a whole lot of ideas. I just feel like mayonnaise makes every alcohol gross and makes it curdle. So I think mayonnaise is always a game we can play with any kind of beer. So that's set. What else do we got? We got pickle vodka. Ooh, that kind of sounds good. I don't like vodka, but I love pickles. Head cheese. Now we're fucking talking. Head cheese and fried worm. Or how about canned herring mixed with a little bit of whiskey? Oh, I'm going to need a puke bucket right now. It's fucking disgusting. I'm down for whatever, man, but this, we got to have a little bit of fun on Fridays, okay? It's not just going to be us sitting and talking. But I do want people on the Monday podcast. And like I said earlier, once we get the technology to get another mic in here, we can have somebody sit down and talk on Mondays. We're going to do that. or when we can phone people in. What do we got here? Apple cider vinegar, blue curacao. I'm too damn Southern. I can't pronounce your fancy fucking words. Blue curaco. We'll call it curaco. That sounds nice. Apple cider vinegar, blue curaco, and peppermint schnapps. That sounds fucking disgusting. So we're gonna use that one. I'm gonna write down that might cure something. Yeah, man, you might have figured out how to fucking take down tumors with that shit. Oh man, talking dries you out. But yeah, so we have the Friday show where we want to have people on, we want to have bands on, and let me remind you that the Friday show is an opportunity for local bands to play one of their songs. I have no problem with covers. I don't think there's a copyright issue as long as it's just one song. I don't think it's going to affect monetization of the podcast or the show. So that's definitely fine. We're still getting ideas. Okay, and remember, I'm going to go back through all of these. So leave them whenever, leave them after the video, leave them live. It doesn't matter. Chris Mott says we should have a nasty shot of Jägermeister. Oh, it went down. Hold on. Jägermeister, soy sauce, V8 juice, and horseradish. That sounds like a chip dip to me. I might try that. Oh, we got Josh Humblebee Craven in the house. Have not heard from him in almost a decade, but I'm so glad that he's watching right now. And I understand everybody's going in and they're going out. This is a long podcast, but I am going to... will you tell me what you want to do? When I upload the podcast, would you guys prefer when I put it on YouTube to upload the entire thing? Or do you think it should be more of an edited deal where I put it up there? I'm fine with either. We can take a vote on it or whatever. Like I said, I want to make this show something you guys want to watch. And I did have a thought with YouTube of uploading the whole thing, but then chopping it kind of like with the Joe Rogan experience, how he uploads the whole podcast. And then he has a guy that takes like 10-minute videos of certain subjects they were talking about, re-uploads them onto the page, and therefore, so now they've got more digestible subject. So, Elvis must be in the studio. He's a busy guy. I think AB's got a record to make, right? He better be in the studio. Shit. I'm so excited. Alter Bridge is coming out with a new album this year. Their 6th full featured album. I am such a fan. A huge fan. Good idea. Okay, so the chopping it up. So we'll do both. We'll upload the whole thing. Then I'll go back and edit it. And we had an audio issue today. I know that you guys, the only audio we're going to have is what's coming in. I have a monitor right here to the left that's putting the sound into the phone. So I'm going to extract the audio from that to put onto SoundCloud for the podcast. So it should be covered because we didn't get a recording on our Ableton studio over here. But the closer I talk into this, the better the sound is going to be when it comes into there. So if you've noticed that I've kind of dipped down a little bit, it's because I realized that the recording had stopped for some reason. This ancient dinosaur of a computer is definitely kind of pissing me off last week. So keep on trucking live, no edit. Okay, so the Mondays won't be edited. We'll chop them into sections, but Friday will be edited. So if you guys have a problem with that, I'm sorry. The drinking portions of it will be a little more loose. But I have to admit that for a YouTube channel to succeed, it needs to be just a little more chopped, a little more put together. That way we can get it into 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So we might shoot 3 hours of video, but we may only use 15 or 20 minutes of it to use for the show. And that's how every show works. So, I'm sorry if that doesn't work, but it actually helps because, like I said before, it makes it where people will click on it, will watch it. Your band will get more views, especially if they see a thumbnail of somebody drinking, what was that, Jägermeister and horse semen or something like that. No, we can't do horse semen. We will get demonetized. In fact, I may get demonetized from this podcast just by saying that. But you know what? It's my damn show. And we like to leave all the fucks and shits in here. And, no, the actual rules for YouTube monetization is that it can't be in the intro, can't be in the thumbnail, and it can't be in the title. But I'm welcome to say fuck as much as I want on this show. So my grandparents might want to stay away. But yeah, so we've got a lot of good plans for this show, and I want to hear everything that you guys want to see, and I will try to get to as much of it as I possibly can. So with that said, we have got a lot of work to do to get these shows going every week. So I will try to be on time as much as I can. I will try to get them on the days as much as I can. Yeah, you know what? No, not as much as I can. I will have some content for you on Fridays and Mondays, okay? Not as much as I can. I'm not going to try. I will do it because you guys are being so kind to sit here and listen to this, what feels to me like a very long podcast. But some of the Joe Rogan ones go 4 hours, so it's not too bad. So you could have a show on Memphis. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And the best breweries, and that's where we want to go with it. Then we can travel. This studio is very small. We can travel with it. We can go to the breweries in those towns and to the bands in those towns to do interviews in their neck of the woods. Because I'm telling you, this house is falling apart around me. So anytime that I could go to somebody else's place to do it, I definitely want to. I think that's a great idea. And you know what? Selfishly for me, it gets it where I have to travel more and I get to see places more. I will say, though, if all goes right, I will have a new job. And so the recordings of these may happen at a different time, but the uploads will be on Mondays and Fridays. Got to get out of Missouri. Yeah, you're telling me. Jeez Louise. This is the best I can get. At least I get to talk to people that are not all around here. And I'm not trying to hate on Missourians, but you know how the South is with rock music. It's a tough game out here. So I'd love to... Oof, there's some tacos again. But I would love to travel and see bands and stuff like that. So, with all that being said, and the reflux still coming, wait for it. Whew. We're going to leave all that good stuff in. Look at my life. Yeah, I know. Hey, we're getting there. We're moving up in the world. We're trying to get there. We've got a job coming up. But anyways, so I want to close this out with y'all and say thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for you guys listening to this. I really, really love you guys. I mean, that's the best thing. That's the best way I can put it. I love you guys for being fans. I love you guys for supporting this project. It's been a hard road trying to get it started, and we're still not there yet. But I wanted to make sure that I got on here on Monday to talk to you guys, to let you know that I am definitely game for this, for the podcast, and for the Friday beer reviews and music. And thank you guys so much for watching the Drink Talk Rock Monday podcast. You guys be safe out there. Always drink responsibly. And always drink water after, because you don't want to fucking feel like me. So thank you guys, and have a wonderful day. We love you. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, be sure to like and share it. Go down, subscribe to my channel. And if you want notifications every Monday and Friday for the DTR Monday podcast and the Friday Drink Talk Rock show, hit the little notification bell below. It's in one of these corners right here. Click that, and you'll know every time I put up a video. I want to thank you guys for watching so much. Check us out every Monday and Friday for Drink Talk Rock. Thanks.